here we go with number two, question two. Having read 70% of your book, it seems you're saying everyone should be self made and financially independent. It's funny you've just mentioned this in the answer to the first question, and yet you speak very strongly about a woman's role in her man's life and his place in the world. Did you mean a traditional role in the chapter that you've written about this, or do you see it as cutting both ways? That the guy has also got to be someone who can be in that role. You're saying to me in that chapter, you're saying that she should. It's almost like she should fawn over him. She should do this for him. She should do that for him. If you've got a man in your life, you should be doing this and that and the other. But do you also see it on the other way around as well, that he should be doing all the things that he should be doing as well? Or is it a traditional role, or is it a shared role? How would you define it?
Well, first of all, I wrote that book for women, and not all women, just for certain women. I didn't write that book for a man. So for me to tell a man, you need to be taking care of your woman and doing this and reciprocating, that's not the place of that book. That book is specifically for women that are in the same road that I am or have been, and that role should be listen, just because you are highly educated and that you are highly independent, there are some things that we are geared towards to do, like cook dinner or take care of our children. Take care of our children. Those are basic fundamental. And in relationships, because most men are still in the primal stage of thinking a woman should cook and clean and so on and so on, we cannot get into a relationship and go, listen, I am highly educated, I'm highly successful, so therefore I don't expect to cook and clean and do your laundry, so you have to change your ass right away. Well, you're going to bump into some problems from one relationship to another. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying with that is, you as a woman need to take care of your situation. You need to understand what your power is. You might not be a highly educated woman, but there are many things that you can do. Like you can be a good church leader. You can be a good mentor to your children and your grandchildren. It's not one specific box for everyone, but you should be able to take care of your life. If you were forced to be a widow, or if you were forced to live your life alone, you should be able to understand the knowledge, the basic fundamental knowledge, to stand on your own 2 feet in this world, but not lose those qualities that we all inherently have as a woman, which is being a mother, being a lover, being a supporter to our man, whether it's our son, our nephews, or our husbands, or our lovers. Those, we have a feminine side of us, and it's all in us. So we can fight it all at once. Doesn't mean that you just have to give it away just because you become a millionaire author, or a TV show or a radio host. You still have to, there's so many facets in being a woman that to do away with one and just say, fuck that, I'm not going to be feminine, I'm not going to, stand by a man and he's just going to have to take care of me if he wants to be in my life, and then just walk away from that to get towards your career, somewhere along the line it's going to come back and slap you back like a rubber band. You have to, used to hate this word too. You have to find balance within yourself, what works for you as a woman. And you have to continuously keep on changing when it's not working for you. So when I say you have to be, independent, you have to stand on your own with your money, and you also have to be the woman example to your son of what a feminine woman is. And I have 2 sons. I'm saying that you have to find your balance and what's right for you. When I say it's what's right for you, it doesn't continually cause problems and dramas and pains in your life. Is that clear, Andrew? Did I make that clear?
I think that's clear about a woman's role in the world, but it's within the relationship between the man and the woman. You seem to be saying in that chapter, a very traditional message about how a woman should behave in a relationship, and very traditional, that the woman stays at home and looks after the children, and it seems to be like that. But I don't, because I know you, I don't think that's what you meant at all.
No.
I thought that you meant, and if I was talking to the guys, this is what I'd be saying: you've got to fulfil the traditional role of the man, and that's how this synergy works. And
Yes.
sometimes we cross over, and you look after the kids, you do the housework, and I'll go out and earn the money, or it doesn't really matter which way.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it really doesn't matter if it works.
The book seems to be saying that you've got to be the stay-at-home mom and
no.
sit there quietly in the corner, and that is not you.
No. I did that, and that's why I have to write a second book to just, let me clarify that. I would not suggest to anyone to. Let me put it this way.
Subservient. That's the word I'm looking for.
Huh?
Subservient.
Okay. Well, I had this conversation with someone about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
When I can only speak for myself, and this book is about myself. It's not about judging other women.
Yeah.
And I made that specifically clear in the introduction of the page. When I decided to have children, when I decided to get married and have children, I have had prior life. I've lived a life. I had a career. I've had my formal education. When I decided to have children, and my husband and I at the time, the father of my children, sat down and talked about it, who would stay home to take care of the kids, and this is what I wanted to do. And I agreed. He didn't force me. He didn't manipulate me. I agreed to stay home, give up my career, and raise our kids, because that was important to both of us. When I say both of us. And when I said yes, I have to tell you, I didn't know what the hell I was getting into. I didn't really understand what I was agreeing to. And it is one of the hardest mountains I had to climb. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's wonderful, beautiful, fulfilling to be a mother, a stay-at-home mom, and making sure that you're there for your children, that your children are there for daycare, and that your children doesn't have to go to daycare, and that you're there protecting your kids. That's beautiful, okay? On the flip side of that is this. When you give up everything that you represented to stay home and raise your kids, you are not only giving up that, you're giving up an entire identity that you had, and you had to become someone else. So when I say I didn't know what the hell I was getting into when I agreed to that, I mean I didn't know what the hell I was getting into, because it was so difficult to every day. You have to change the diaper, you have to feed the children, you have to do the bills, while your husband is living in the world and chasing his career, and you have just put a stop to everything you used to be. To do the same thing day in and day out, which is wake up with your children, feed your children, take care of them, clothe them, shower them, not you necessarily, take care of the household, and you get up and do this every day for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Mm-hmm. So it's completely dependent on you in those early years.
Dependent on you, and at the same time, if you don't have outside support and family support, healthy support, which I didn't have any support whatsoever. I had to really, because I completely lost myself. I mean, I would, after the second baby, at around 4 years, I was like, who the hell am I? What, okay. I learned so much self-discipline being a stay-at-home mom that I would have never learned without my children.